Am I the idiot for not doing everything my sister wants? I, female 33, have always had a strained relationship with my family, especially my mom. When me and my siblings, female 38 and male 35, were younger, our standard practice for the weekend was to hide anything that could break or be used as a weapon on a Friday night and put it back on Monday morning before school so no one would notice. If we forgot, my mom and stepdad would come back from the pub and start fighting, and it always went too far. Then we would be left to clean up the mess. So weekends went, Friday comes home from school, mom and SD go pub, we hide things. Sat be as quiet as possible so we didn't wake up. They would go out Saturday night. Be hungover Sunday, and we would put everything back before school on Monday. It was extremely toxic. Most nights we would hear physical fighting. If we got out of bed we would get beat, so it was easier to hide in bed pretending to be asleep whilst being scared, praying you hadn't made a noise. Some days I would cry and get beat for crying. My brother moved out at 13. He went to my uncle's. My mom wouldn't allow me to go as I was her baby girl. My older sister moved out when she was 17 after meeting a boy she fell in love with. That just left me dealing with everything. When I was 16, I was told to get a job and had to give over 3/4 of my wages to my mom, who had never worked a day in her life. When I was 18, I questioned her as to why I had to pay so much. That resulted in me getting kicked out, having nowhere to go. I had to live on the streets. My sister lived in Blackpool and my brother didn't speak to me. I never found out why. Now that I'm older, married with 2 beautiful children, I often look at them and wonder how anyone could treat their children the way I was treated. I live in Scotland now, far away from my mom. My sis, however, has become close with my mom. After my SD died, my mom reached out to all 3 of us and wanted to build bridges. She won't admit what she did wrong though. She won't admit to the beatings, the moving house every time social services got involved, sometimes letting questionable men look after us, and having horrible things happen to me and my sis. She says our childhood wasn't that bad and I'm being dramatic. I have PTSD from everything she's put me through and I just want her to be held accountable, but I feel like I'm never going to get that apology I want. I know it won't change what happened. I just want to hear, "I'm sorry." She wants to meet my children, which I really don't want to happen. My sis is pushing for this to happen and I'm unsure why. I don't understand the hold my mom has on my sister. We often talk about our childhood, as I thought that maybe I was being dramatic as I was young. But now she remembers my mom beating us. She remembers my mom letting people essay us and telling us it's just part of being a woman. I don't understand why my sister wants this woman in her life. I don't understand why she wants this woman near my children. It makes me feel angry and sick. I just don't get it, but no, I won't get the answers I want. So would I be AH if I just ignored my sister's requests and didn't let my mom in my life again? Mini update. So I've just seen my post on TikTok and that was weird tbh. I thought I'd answer some questions I read there. 1. My sister has no children and moved back to Leeds a few years ago. My brother has a wife and 5 children and also lives in Leeds. My brother is in no contact with my mum, but his wife talks to her and sends her pictures of her children. No one in my family knows where I live, as they all pretty much left me to fend for myself, so when I moved to Scotland no one seemed to notice. I don't have any social media for this reason. I also don't have many friends because I'm very cautious about who I have in my life. I do see a counselor, and have done for the past 10 years, so I'm honestly doing okay. Anytime I want to see my siblings I always drive down to Leeds. My biological dad lives abroad. He left when my mum broke his ribs when I was 2, he just left us. He has 2 other children with his second wife. I've never met any of them, just email my dad from time to time. As you can tell, I have a lot of issues, and I think that's why I still speak to my sister and brother, as they are the only family I have, and we all tried really hard to look after each other as children. Now for a few comments before the update. Not the idiot. I grew up in an abusive household, turned 18 in the foster care system. Years later, when I was pregnant, my mom wanted to reconnect. She wouldn't admit to any wrongdoing either, even though CPS took us away as a direct result of her actions. And I still wondered if it wouldn't be the right thing to do. Then I had my daughter, and I realized unequivocally that I was making the right choice to stay no contact, because I would have walked through hellfire to protect my kid from the things my parents deliberately did to me. Drove it home just how fricked up they really were. Protect your babies, and protect yourself. Comment 2. Imagine 2 glasses. One filled with motor oil representing your childhood and the other filled with your favorite drink representing the life you built with your 2 children. The moment you drop even a little bit of the oil glass into your favorite glass, you will ruin the whole drink. Separate them by all means possible. I know you desire an apology from your mother, but it won't happen. I have gone no contact with my father, but tried several times to build bridges together, but every time his behavior destroyed them. So I recommend you to learn from my mistakes and go full no contact with them. You have grown and built something beautiful, Don't let it be spoiled because of some hope, also for your children's sake. Not the idiot. Now for the update. So I really wasn't expecting my first post to blow up like it did. I guess I just wanted to feel like I wasn't actually crazy. I showed my husband my post, and he got really mad at me. I didn't understand why. He said it was letting everyone know what happened to me when it should be private between me and my family. This felt very odd to me. I guess he told my sister about my post too because she started blowing up my phone and telling me I've made her come across as a psycho. I need to leave the past in the past. That's her words. Apparently it takes a strong person to accept and move on from someone's mistakes. I'm unsure how my mom abusing us is something I should just brush under the carpet. Anyway, my husband and I got into an argument over this whole thing. He left the house and didn't come back. I tried to ring him, but it turned out he left his phone here. Curiosity got the better of me, and I'm not proud of this, but I went through it. Something I have never ever done, and this is where I messed up. We know each other's passwords as it's our wedding anniversary. Guess who is sexting with my husband? Yup, my sister. From what I can gather, it's been happening for 3 years. I'm guessing that when he goes away for work he meets up with her. There's pictures of my husband, my sister, and my mum all in a pub. 3 freaking years this man has been, in his words, picturing her whilst in bed with me. He says he married the wrong sister. He says that she's a wonderful woman for getting over our past when I have to make a big deal out of it. He comments on how my body is disgusting after having children. I'm fat now, apparently, with more stripes than a zebra. Yes, I have stretch marks. I don't think I'm fat. I'm a size 12. I am 5'9". I work out. I try to get over everything. Now I just feel broken. I don't know when he will come back. I don't know what to say when he comes back. I am, however, grateful for my post because now I know that the happiness I thought I had was one giant lie. Frick. Sorry, I just had to get this off my chest. Me and my kids are gonna be okay. Unsure on what to do. I'm broken. Completely broken. Comment 1. Let me be crass. The guy who was screwing your sister for 3 years doesn't get to lecture anyone on what makes someone a good or strong or decent human being. Light them on fire. Get yourself screenshots and go right to a lawyer. Comment 2. You know what to do. If the house is in your name, put his things outside. I wouldn't even bother trying to get him to be reasonable. You need to get your divorce papers in order as well as child arrangements whilst he is out right now. Get your passports and all important documents somewhere safe. Make a copy of all evidence of his cheating because you will need that for the divorce whilst you can. I hope you've done this already. You also need to let your lawyer know that you do not want your children around your mother and sister, and the reason why. Your sister was also a victim, but as an adult she is choosing to be around a woman who enabled pedophiles and let her children be abused. Like everyone else has told you in the previous post, protect your children and protect yourself. Get your poop together and get out of his life. Him and your sister can be very happy together. You would be an idiot if you let those women around your children, and if you didn't divorce him. He is putting your children in danger. Now, for the next story. Would I be the idiot if I break up with my fiancé because of his past as a cheater? I, female 25, met my fiancé, Jamie, male 34, a year ago through a friend. We instantly clicked and started dating. After 1 year he proposed to me and I said yes. But here is the thing. Before proposing he told me the truth about his past relationship. He was married to a woman, Cynthia, 3 years ago, and they divorced because he started cheating on her with a co-worker. He regrets ever doing that. He has been on a healing journey from that. He has told me that the affair was a mistake and that he would never do it again. He just wants to be honest with me before we take this relationship to the next level. I understand what he meant. He is obviously remorseful, and I have seen his ex-wife. She seems happier with someone else. And everyone makes mistakes or makes decisions that they regret. I trust him and love him a lot. But I can't shake off this feeling that he would not do this to me. This started when he was being secretive about his phone. He would smile at the screen often. I asked him what it was. He just showed me his phone and he was looking at a meme. He probably sensed that I was doubting him. So he let me check his phone. There was nothing in there. But still I couldn't trust him. Few days after our engagement he had a work party. He took me to that party as well. I saw that he was being a bit friendly to some women. I went there and introduced myself. Later I got to know she was the same girl he cheated with. I confronted him about it. He said that he doesn't talk to her. They broke up shortly after their divorce. And he cannot avoid her because he worked with her. I told him I am not comfortable with him hanging out with someone who was his mistress. He respected my decision, and as far as I know he has not contacted her outside of work. I know I have no reason to doubt him. He doesn't give off any signs of infidelity, yet I have a hard time trusting him. He is loving and caring. He supports me in my dreams. He is patient and kind. I know it is unfair of me to judge him based on just that. A few weeks ago, a friend of mine asked me to meet her, and she told me the whole truth about Jamie. She knows Cynthia because she and her brother were college friends. She told me to be careful of Jamie because he cheated on his ex-wife. I told her I already know that. She further told me he started cheating on Cynthia right after she had a miscarriage. He was upset that Cynthia was depressed, and he started to feel neglected. After talking to my friend, I confronted Jamie. He told me this was the truth. He was still in grief because he lost his child. He didn't know what he was thinking. He started to feel resentful towards her, but he never meant to hurt her. I asked him if I needed a break from all of this. It is just too much for me. He said he understands, and I still haven't talked to him. I don't know if I should break up with him just because of this. He does feel guilty about it. But he is really nice and mature. Will I be making a mistake if I break up with him? Edit. I think I should mention that he never said anything about a miscarriage. He just told me they had a tragic accident which made both of them distant. I didn't ask because he said he doesn't want to talk about it. Also, I am still not fully sure if he regrets the cheating because he never confessed to cheating to his wife. His wife caught him in the middle of the act inside their house. So, this has been a bother that he got caught and probably feels guilty for that. I don't know. Now, for a few comments before the update. Don't marry people you have known for a year. Especially people who are known cheaters. There is absolutely no reason to rush things if you don't trust him. Slow things down if you want to try to work things out, but also someone being a cheater is absolutely a valid reason to dump them. Comment 2. He didn't tell you the whole truth. He told you the part he could most easily put a spin on and made you pry the ugly details out of him when other people sought you out to warn you. He may say he'll never cheat again, but he still sees lying by omission and running interference as solutions to his problems, and that should give you massive pause. Now for the update. I analyzed all the things you guys said. Some of you all have told me to forgive him because apparently a man's cheating is not a big deal because men can't control themselves. That was hilarious. As if that is going to help me. Anyways, I talked to him. I explained that his past bothers me. I mean, he cheated on his wife when she was going through something so traumatic. I brought up the fact that I am also at high risk when it comes to pregnancy. I told him I cannot fully trust him that he will not cheat on me as well. He told me he has learned his lesson from the previous time. When his infidelity got exposed, he had people around him calling him a monster. His parents still don't talk to him directly. He feels guilty because of it and regrets it. Then I told him that maybe we should date more rather than rushing into marriage and maybe to go couples counseling. That's when he got slightly mad. He said that if I don't trust him, then there is no point in being together. I tried to fight and say it is not like that. We just need some time. He has to understand that. He told me again that it was not fair for me to judge him when he never judged me because of my past. I asked what he meant by that. He pointed out that he knows how in the past I used to sleep around a lot. Okay, let me be clear to you. Yes, when I was in college I did have few ons and few serious relationships. I told him he was being illogical because even though I have a sexual history, I never cheated on any of my boyfriends. I always called it quits when I realized it was not meant to be. He kept pressing the matter and said I should let it go because he let go of my past, WTF, comma. I said my past is in the past. And now I am thinking about my future, and he is so pathetic to even compare his immoral cheating with my past. He argued that I was immoral too. It felt like a dead-end road. We both shouted and fought, and eventually I took the ring off and said goodbye. The last thing he said was that his past and baggage aren't as big as mine and that I am a hypocrite for judging him. That I will have a hard time finding a partner who is willing to be with a loose girl like me. It hurts tbh. I never thought he would act like that. I am trying my best to move on but still stuck in a limbo, and his words are repeating inside my head. Edit. If you guys think you can make me feel bad for having sex in the past, then save it. You won't be the first red pill dickhead who has ever said that to me. I just laugh at your face because I am pretty sure you guys get no ladies. And don't threaten me with, nobody will wife you up. I will never husband someone whose thinking is so backwards in the first place. Dying single isn't as bad as rotting with men like you guys. Comment 1. You just met the person who traumatized his ex-wife, the real him. Comment 2. You're the idiot. You're really overreacting here. Your fiancé was honest with you about his past and has shown remorse for his actions. People make mistakes, and it seems like he's genuinely changed and learned from his experience. You're being unfair by constantly doubting him and bringing up his past. You should be focusing on building trust and communication in your relationship instead of dwelling on his previous actions. And your response to his comment about your past shows a lack of maturity and understanding. It's not about comparing whose past is worse, it's about moving forward and building a future together. Breaking up with him over this is an extreme and unnecessary decision. Work on your insecurities and give your relationship a chance to grow. Comment 3. Honestly, OP, I think you dodged a bullet here. He is trying to blame you for a non-existent issue, to take the heat off of his disgusting actions. You were smart to question this, and don't listen to his bull poop about you. You are not loose. But he is a cheat. And he is the idiot, not you. If you like this video, you'll probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.